Hey everyone, sorry about that. Uh, a lot of technical difficulties here. The super expensive internet is not all that great, and then there's a lot of other technical stuff. There's things that were moved around in the garage for blocking antennas for the Wi-Fi and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I apologize for that. Hopefully you came back from the other one after it locked up. I don't know what the hell was going on, so I'm sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Hey, Liz. Yeah. Yeah, I got messages from a bunch of people. So very nice messages from very nice people that understand that this is a horror show and that I'm the only person that can solve this shit. So I apologize for it taking so long to fix. Of course, everything works great when I'm doing other things, but I come to talk to you guys and it completely falls apart. um, One thing that Dakota was noticing when he was taking the stickers off the rear bumper, what was it was chroma.
Yeah, chroma.
Chroma. We didn't even know what the word meant. Most of these words we didn't know what they meant. And there was a guy in the paddock this weekend who was like, "Hey, do you know what that means?" We're like, "Yeah, it's a
it was a duvet
cardboard
cover.
desk from IKEA." And he's like, "No, that means chroma."
He's like, "That's weird, even for lemon standards."
Yeah, he was like,
"What is wrong with you guys?"
That's very bizarre that you would put the name of an insect, on the back in Swedish on the back of your car. So yeah, then Dakota's like, "Here we go," and he looked up all the definitions for the words, and some of them are kind of funny. Some of them were just way, way off base.
It's just strange why IKEA chose those words.
Yeah,
for
some of them were like
furniture.
town names, and another ones were like expressions, like Yahoo or whatever, yippee, whatever in Swedish.
I think Billy was actually just Billy. I don't actually know if that one translated.
Yeah, Billy didn't translate
That's
to
just a
anything. Billy's just
bookshelf.
that it's a bookshelf, right?
Yeah.
Or bookcase. Yeah.
I'm getting Blahaj off right now, but I think
This
we're gonna need
second
some.
stream is also brought to you by Rockstar. Blahaj.
Yeah, we're gonna need a fresh spray of white on the front here. This thing's completely peppered.
If you notice the white drips on the ground.
Was that right before the event?
Isn't that weird how they match up with the front spoiler?
Yeah, they line up perfectly.
We spray paint the front spoiler just with Krylon plastic spray paint, and I went a little heavy last time because there was a lot of damage, and a bunch of it dripped off. Because we're very concerned about orange peel and gloss finishes and
ceramic coatings.
Yeah, PPF, all of that stuff. So we're very particular about that, and so it was odd to see that.
It looks like someone took a fully
dripping
automatic BB gun to the front of this thing. It is destroyed.
The front of the car is just absolutely pelted with stuff. Look at all these awesome messages. Oh, nice. Very nice. People are back watching, which is awesome. A nice compliment from Brian DePaul. So yeah, I'm getting very nice messages. Dark plexi. It's actually acrylic, but that's fine. So what were we talking? Oh, the front of the car. Even if you don't hit another vehicle all weekend, can you guys hear me, by the way? Is this mic working okay? As soon as you jumped on, it started freezing. Nah, it's the really shitty Wi-Fi here. So hopefully you guys got everything. You guys missed out on my Katy Perry joke. Should I redo the Katy Perry joke?
Most jokes aren't funnier the second time, but this one might be the exception.
So I saw a very funny joke today that I thought was pretty good. It said, if spending 10 minutes in space makes Katy Perry an astronaut, that makes me a gynecologist.
Funnier the second time.
Yeah, I think it's funnier the second time. It actually might be funnier the 44th time or 45th time. That's some funny shit right there. So when you're racing, even if you don't come in contact with another car or a wall or anything else, your car still gets damaged. Like a ton of stuff ends up on your car. Did they peel it out? No, they didn't. I'll see if I can grab it from the, and I'm going to show you guys. Oh, they grabbed some of it, but this is, some of it came off actually. So I'll show you what this is. You guys can see my brutally abused hands. This is a chunk of rubber from someone's tire. This is more chunks of rubber. These are all over the car, all underneath it. And it all comes up and hits the front of the car like that, but at like 150 miles an hour. So let me just throw this in the trash can. Oh, shit, that's right. It's not there anymore. Anyway, all this stuff just pelts the front of the car. You get little pieces of gravel, dirt that someone had gone off track earlier, didn't clean the dirt out from underneath their car. There's no power washers at Lemons. So all the dirt's still under their car, shakes around a little bit. That gravel comes loose. The next car comes through with hot tires, picks it up, and it is like a pellet gun. And they just absolutely pummel the front of the car. So there's tons of paint missing. In our vinyl up here on the windshield, we have probably 100 little tiny holes in the vinyl, just because it just, stuff gets chunked up there all the time. And you can actually feel it on the side of your car. You'll get pelted on stuff on your shoulder. So, yeah, even if you don't hit anything, you still get a ton of debris all over you. Unless you run, your Max Verstappen and you start on pole and you finish first. So,
Which even if you do that, you're going to be lapping the people multiple times. So there's
that's true.
No way to avoid it.
That's true. What's his name's Lance Stroll's going to spin off, and
yeah,
there'll be some dirt in the air, and he'll probably hit you anyway. So, yeah, even if you run a really, really clean race, you can still get a ton of crap all over the car.
That's why I feel bad for the people that showed up with the $50,000 Boxster.
Yeah, there were some not Lemons. There were some not $500 cars there. The guys who won Class A, it's like a 2018 328i.
No.
Yeah, come on, $500. My ass. It's not $500. Then there was another like 2014 Porsche Boxster with a hardtop. What's that hardtop? $4,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a $500 car.
There was the Miata running a full standalone Haltech ECU.
Full spec Miata, Haltech. I'm sure it was a 1.6 because it sounded 1.6, but it sounded like a $25,000 spec Miata.
No, NC. So it's got the
2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You're not a $500 car. There were cool cars there. The 944 with the Boss/Bass livery, they were across from us.
A lot of 944s, probably the most I've seen at an
event. They had a very cool car. The guys who did, and I don't know who it was, but they had the like neon graffiti leopard print on their car.
Oh yeah.
That was a really cool paint job, but it was all spray can.
They spun out backwards on turn 1. I got a good picture of that one in the Facebook group. Yep. I hit him with it. You can't park there, sir.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if you guys want to see some cool pictures and videos, it's the unofficial Lemons page on Facebook. Lots of guys from all the events. They post in-car footage, out-of-car footage, tons of pictures, so you can check out those. A lot of the pro photographers offer pictures for sale, so if you want to see someone pit maneuvering your car, you can get a 3-foot by 2-foot picture for your shop. So yeah, the multicolor. Was it a Crown Vic they had? What did they have?
I think it was like a Nissan Maxima.
Oh yeah, it was a Maxima. Yeah. And who else? The Rexy Tribute Miata was cool.
Yep.
I got those guys a couple of times. That was just a cool little car.
A lot of trucks this time around.
There were a bunch of trucks. The Taco, well, the Hertz truck, Hertz.
Yeah.
That truck Did it run a lap? They had big ECU problems, and I don't know if they ran a lap. It's like an S10 that's been turned into a truck.
With the $4,000 Recaro seat in it.
Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful
nice.
seat in that. I was tempted to offer him a trade. By the way, don't ever get this seat. Don't ever get this RaceQuip seat. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're racing in. Don't ever get this.
Unless your shoulders are half the width of your waist. That would be the only person that could fit in it.
If you're mini me, get this seat. It's perfect. Brad Williams, pick up one of these, buddy.
Or pick up this one.
Yeah, Brad, I'll say this one cheap. Shit, Brad, if you call me, if you text me, I'll give it to you for free. Just because I like your stuff. I think you're hysterical. Do you know Brad Williams?
No.
He's a little person comedian.
Okay. Maybe really I've seen some of the skits, yeah.
Talks about going into like the airport bathrooms, and there's all these urinals. And there's one urinal, and that's my urinal. Don't go to mine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. He has a good time with being a little person. If you guys haven't seen Brad Williams, he's very funny. So yeah, don't get that seat. That seat won't last. I'm actually surprised it's lasted this long since the race. That's how not good it is. It meets spec, and we cleared tech with it, but none of us enjoyed it.
I'm still sore.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a very good seat. We yanked that out. The belts worked great. Even with the excessive branding on them. Although the seat has way more branding than the belts do.
I think it's just the combination of the two is like, it's too much.
So let's count the brands on the seat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. It's not. Now the 6 for the tech sticker. There's not one lower.
So you get 6 on the seat, and then we get another 2 on the belts.
2 on the belts. 2, and they're huge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we can actually de-stitch these.
Yeah. Go incognito.
Yeah. They're good belts.
No, they were great. They were way easier to tighten and do driver changes in.
Almost. Those lap belts.
Yeah, still.
But also, the lap belts need a really good seat.
Yeah.
So, let's see. We got questions here. Oh, the Talk Derby to Me truck. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Yeah, Brad Williams in the Blackhawk when he does like a USO tour, and the guys take him out in a helicopter, and they're like, "Oh, we have to test fire the machine gun off the side of the helicopter, so don't freak out too much." Burn! And he's like, "Ah!" Yeah, he's a very, very funny comedian. So yeah, the Derby truck was pretty good. The Rexy Miata was good. The guys paddocked kind of behind us, caddy corner behind us. They got the I Got Screwed.
Oh, the ones that bought another car on Saturday night?
Cordoba. It was a Cordoba. They had major transmission problems on Saturday. They were welding, trying to like machine parts in the paddock, and they were trying to get this Cordoba going. They could not. So Saturday evening, they went and bought a Toyota Tercel, fully caged, ready to go. Just a seat put in it. They grabbed the seat from the Cordoba, blew the engine on it. So they got the I Got Screwed award.
That thing was beautiful. Did you see that thing up close? It was clean.
The Tercel was really clean. I don't know what happened to it, but the Tercel was a really nice car. They got it for what, $2,000 or something?
Yeah, pretty good with the cage.
Yeah, but fully caged. Fire. Oh, they had to change out the fire bottle too, because the fittings were different between the two.
And the kill switch they had to wire out.
I didn't know about the kill switch. But yeah, they kicked ass, and they worked all weekend trying to get out on track. And when they did finally score a car and pass tag, they got 2 laps and it blew up. That's the I Got Screwed award. That's
bad weekend for Toyota Motors.
Yeah. I don't remember who else retired early. I know the Hurst S10. I don't think it got out on track. They were looking for ECU guys. They had a big sign on their hoods. And who were they looking for? HP Tuners.
Yeah.
HP Tuners tech help, please. And they just had a sign out there asking for tech help. And who Who else? The rookie. I didn't. If they weren't a charity team, I'd be more disappointed in them. But they're a charity team. They had a whole bunch of rookies out there. Um, I think that was their very first time at pit race too. Actually, I could tell the guy I was following just all over. He's like trying to find out where to go. So hopefully they get better at that. But they did a pretty good job. Like I said, all of the Lemon staff was fantastic. Tim and Brian, and I talked to Kim Harmon for a while, and Kim's fantastic. She does a ton of Lemon stuff, and she's very funny and very personable. If you get a chance, definitely talk to her at one of the events. I was bummed Eric wasn't there, and Jay is always a blast to talk to. You can try and stump Jay about cars, but you're probably not going to. That guy knows. He knows like
everything.
He knows production totals for like Soviet Ladas from 1976. He's so weird. He knows all this crazy stuff about cars, and super cool guy. He's helped us out on a couple of different occasions. Been really cool about it. So very nice guy. Definitely Lemon staff is all awesome. They've at all the events we've been to, they've been really cool. In Road Atlanta, we had Sarah Montgomery as one of the judges. She's a pro driver. She does Miata. She does a bunch of other stuff, and she's hysterical too. She's really funny. And most pro drivers are very like stiff.
They just drive.
Yeah, they're really into driving. They're not really into the car or whatever. They just want to be fast around the track. Sarah's actually very funny, very personable, and she can wheel the shit out of a car. Who else was there? Eric was there. Sarah, Kim. I was trying to remember who else was at Road Atlanta. There were a couple other guys. I think Tim Burr might have been at Road Atlanta. I don't remember. All super cool people, really nice people. And if you get a chance to race at Lemons, definitely do it. It's a lot of fun. And like I said before in the other video, the folks at Pit Race are fantastic. It's it's my home track. I have more laps there than anywhere else in the country, and I absolutely love the facility. Jim and Kathy, the owners, are fantastic. They have dumped a ton of money into that place. They just added, was that a dozen new garages?
At least, yeah.
New garages with lofts. It's like a 2-level, like you go around the back and you have an upper level and a lower. It's really cool. They put a ton of money into that facility, and it shows. It is a beautiful track. The crew takes very good care of it. The towing company, who is the towing company? I forgot the name of them.
I don't know, but did you see their stickers?
I saw their stickers. I can't remember the name of their company. But yeah, they have great stickers, and those guys were on point all weekend. And the fire crew and the safety crews at Pit Race, those guys were on it too, man. At the start of the race, it's funny because those guys are kind of starting their own race too. They know that a whole bunch of bad shit's going to happen. So they're ready. They're like, okay, Bob, you ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here comes green flag. They're like waiting for shit to blow up. It was pretty funny. They know what's coming. Didn't see any spectacular, spin outs, flip overs, blow ups, anything like that. Most of it was like the Bass team beside us. They went off track and broke a wheel right in the center. The hub was still bolted on, and the wheel had been removed.
It's hard to do.
Those guys broke a wheel going off track, and but I didn't see anything. No like cylinder heads going into orbit or anything like that.
There was one team that Brian actually saw them blow their engine on track. Big fireball out the bottom of it. Someone got it on picture.
Who was that? He said, Brian told us who that was. That might be in the
like a Mercedes or something.
Was it a Saturday wrap up? He said.
Yeah, it was.
If you watch the Saturday wrap up, you'll see it. So yeah, I guess that would be a spectacular one. A nice orange fireball coming out of the bottom of the car.
They were go-karting with us on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
It's like all Lemons people still there.
So yeah, that was about it. A fantastic weekend. We don't want to replace this engine. We'd rather be, figuring out the new livery, taking the car out and ripping it, doing stuff like that, fixing the fuel gauge, ordering a new seat. But instead, we're replacing the engine. By we, I mean I. Although Dakota helped tonight. And Brian helped, and Aaron peeled some stickers.
Yeah,
a
it's
few. Aaron peeled a few stickers. And they brought pizza from Pizza Nerd. If you're in Gahanna, go check out Pizza Nerd. They have awesome pizza.
I think the issue is we got to recruit Erin when we're doing the livery because she's got the graphic design background. So she could really help us get it figured out.
Yeah. Instead of us fumbling around like, hey, where do we put this? Or where do we put that? This should line up with, no, that looks ridiculous.
She can oversee our shenanigans and make sure it looks good.
We'll just give her a white car and she can go cray with it. Yeah.
This looks like a blank canvas.
Yeah, blank canvas. That's actually not a bad idea. That way she's involved without getting cooties on her fingers. So yeah, we'll finish up the engine swap tomorrow. Brian DePaul pulled off the whole harness on that engine, which makes it a lot easier for me to drop this in. Oh, you guys didn't pull the fuel rail or anything?
Not yet. I think everything's out.
Okay. You want to do that tonight? You want me to do it?
What do you want?
You got to go to the office tomorrow. I don't.
Yeah.
My office is 40 feet away.
What's more beneficial for me to? I mean, I think this might be a 2-person job to drop.
Oh no, I can, dude. I've done it by myself before. I can do it by myself again.
Well, I've got 25 minutes, so I'm gonna call it. So whatever it will be.
It's okay. Hang on one sec. This harness,
I think it just needs
isn't coming off because
I'll get this off. Yeah,
you're pretty good at pulling this off. If you, this is mostly off.
It's just one. We missed one right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If that comes off and you can get the harness off,
yep,
we'll call that good.
Cool.
So yeah, we've got a little bit of stuff to do on, and I'll swing you guys around so you can see Dakota. There's our spare engine. And
barely broken in.
Let me grab the part. I'll show you what's coming off of that. Barely broken in. 240,000 miles. It's barely broken in. Actually, I think it's 220.
Oh, yeah.
This is the part that's coming off. So this is our intake. These are our injectors, the little blue guys. These are our fuel rails. This system is a little different than that one. That one has what's called a returnless fueling system. So we don't have this. We don't have what's called an FPR, fuel pressure regulator. So fuel does not go back to the tank. It's a one-way, and it just kind of stays there. It's, you know, it's always pushing gas there. We have this, which is a fuel in, fuel out, and it maintains fuel pressure. So it's a necessary system for the way we run our car. This is our intake manifold, this lower section here. And that's it. And our intake, it's called a plenum. The plenum bolts on top here, and that's covered right now.
Somehow, even though this car was falling apart rusty, these bolts look so much better than the bolts that came out of here. I mean, look at those. Like brand new.
Wow. Okay. Maybe we use those. So that's our, if you look at it, you can see where the air and fuel go through. Well, the air goes through. And then it gets mixed with the fuel down here. And you get an air fuel mix, and that gives you your spark and your bang. So this is our intake. These are 2 bolts that I need. Because of course they use 2 different bolts to put this damn thing on, right? Stay there. So we have 2 bolts that are 8mm Allen, which go right here. Oh, wait, sorry. There it goes on that side. And then the one with the washer goes on the other side. You learn all this stuff when you start taking these apart. The one with the washer goes on the right side. And I covered this up with tape last night. What you don't want is and it happens no matter how clean your shop is. Why'd you pop the motor? That is the question of the weekend. So what you don't want, and the reason I tape it off, you don't want little stuff going in here. Little pieces of metal, little pieces of dirt, whatever. It'll eventually end up in your cylinders, and it'll eventually carve stuff up. You lose compression, you can blow stuff up. That's why I put tape over here. Even accidentally, something, you're de-threading, taking a lug nut off, one of those shards can go right in here. that'll completely screw that engine. So when you take off whatever you've taken off, just put some tape over it. I just happen to have the red duct tape close. I just red duct tape this. Whoa! That was my little fuel cover. My cap doesn't hold on very well. We have AN fittings, and I just put this little rubber cap on here to protect it. You don't want stuff going in there, so I just use duct tape. You can use masking tape, anything to cover this up. You can also put paper towels in here and then pull them straight out if you don't have any tape. It's easy. So also, this is not brand new. This is Cerakoted. This is a ceramic coating they use on firearms, and this keeps the fuel cool, the intake cool. Our plenum is done with this. Our water tower is done in the same coating. Our cylinder head covers, you can see there, are also done in Cerakoting. Jason and Gina at Performance Powder Coatings in Columbus, Ohio, they do this stuff. They do a great job. Comes in silver and I think black too. So Cerakote these. Return fuel system, which is different. A lot of 1MZs don't have that. So if you're looking for a 1MZ, look for one with the return. They'll all have the crossover tube, but look for the one with the return. That's a big thing with the AW11 swap. The more you hold this thing, the heavier it gets. Yeah, our axles, CV joints, boots, they all look awesome. No rips or tears in the boots. We did a really... Yeah, with regards to the engine, I believe I have identified the problem. I can tell you what it is not, and that is it is not an oil starvation issue. And that was further, I said that on Sunday at 2 o'clock. I told him what it wasn't.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, even though Dakota was wheeling the car when this all happened, it wasn't him. It was not an oil starvation issue. And then today when I drained the oil out of the engine, there's no metal in there. So that just reinforces what I said. I'm not going to speculate on anything until first off, I have to get this engine into this car and get it running and driving. When that happens, then I can tear this engine apart and I can find out exactly what happened. The physical reasons why it happened. But I am not worried about it. We got 5 really great races out of the current engine. I'm going the wrong way. That engine gave us 5 really great races. So I'm not upset. I'm not bent. I'm not pissed at anyone. Nothing like that. This is part of racing. Also, the 1MZ, not designed for racing. Absolutely not designed for racing. But here we are racing at 120 miles an hour. Yeah. So that's how we do it. But the AW11 platform with the 1MZ is a really, really nice setup. And if we had bigger oil galleys and some oil pan baffling, a better catch can. We don't really have a catch can right now. We're going to definitely put a catch can in there. Not only because our venting system is kind of okay, but I don't like a filthy engine bay. And with the current venting system, it just blows oil all over the place. Junkyard, yeah. We get them out of Camrys and Solaras. And usually you can find them cheap on Marketplace. If you get lucky, you find a Camry or Solara that's manual. Well, you're not going to find a Solara, but you'll find a Camry that's a manual, score a spare transmission. And that's what we did this last time. We got this fantastic engine that's got killer compression, even with 200,000+ miles on it. Thing's basically brand new. And we have a awesome backup transmission with no second gear. But since we're talking about re-gearing 3, 4, 5, we'll do a whole new gear set in there and do a little taller 3, 4, 5. We'll eventually install that transmission. Installing a transmission in this is really easy. Very, very easy. There's actually a ton of room to do it. So the problem with the V6 is laterally going this way and making sure you stay clocked correctly. because the oil pan does need to be flat. If you angle the oil pan, the pickup tube will be sucking air a lot of the time. So you need to make sure the oil pan is flat because that pickup tube has to be, I don't know, it's hard. It's got to be flat. So it's like this. If you have the oil pan angled, it's going to pick up air and it's not going to be good. So getting that engine in there like this and then clocked correctly and then back and forth correctly for the axles, really difficult to do. It took us about a week to get it all perfectly lined up. And my friend Chris and my other friend Joey, they did the engine mounts and they did a fantastic job with the engine mounts. Even with our incident, which you can barely tell, even with our incident last year, we didn't hurt any of those engine mounts. They were strong as shit. Yeah. And that is the other good thing, like you're talking about a junkyard. If we blow an engine at the track, we know there's a 1MZ in a junkyard nearby. We can yank one out really quick and put it in, at least to finish the race. So that's the nice part. They're very plentiful. That's the good part. You can still get parts from Toyota, which is another good part.
Hey, Kev, you got any ideas?
Baffled sump. Yeah, we will do a baffled oil pan in this one. What do you got?
For this hose that's been on here for decades?
11,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you a cool trick. You kind of have to be a little bit careful. You got that guy clicked closed. The clamp.
Yeah, I think it's locked and closed out of the way.
So you use this, and I'm just barely gripping on this. And then I'm going to rotate just a little bit left and right. I'm just gripping, so if you want to, you should be able to lift up and pull on that. I'm just rotating back and forth, and you should be able to pull the rest.
Perfect.
There you go. So yeah, this way you don't dig too hard into that hose.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there you guys go. There's a coolant hose that runs in the valley of the V6, runs straight through the valley. That's what we were getting off. Sorry, that's what we were removing from the engine. Yeah, the quarter panel does look pretty good. My friend Joey, who we were talking about earlier with his girlfriend's new his girlfriend's new painted Miata. Didn't want to give away the color. Joey helped pull this out. This was much, much worse when we took it to his shop. We did a couple hours on the frame rack and got this about as straight as we can get it without going super crazy and trying to go to SEMA. This works just great. We're about 3/4 of an inch from where we want to be, but yeah. Yeah, we're going to do a baffled oil pan. We have a couple of different designs. We have a 4-sided design. We have a 6-sided design, and we're going to use one of those. They're actually already built. We never installed it because the engine was running so great. We didn't want to, if it's not broken, don't fix it sort of thing. And the baffling is not an issue with what happened here, but it is something we're definitely going to have on the new one, just to prevent any further questions. God damn, people can ask questions and people can guess and all this stuff. It's amazing. Even stuff unrelated. How come you don't have an LS in there? Because we're smart and don't date our sister.
I was going to tape these up real quick.
Yeah. The duct tape is right over there.
Oh, this red stuff.
And we can...
I was just going to take a look, see how things look.
Yeah. You know what we can do? Wow. Someone made like a nest in there.
Yeah.
This is all like insulation from something. Someone many moons ago. So yeah, all this stuff we'll get. That's what we have this stuff for. So when you tape that off, this stuff.
Oh, it's so nice not having direct injection on these things.
Yeah.
Still some carbon in, but
yeah, there's a lot.
Those are a little rusty.
Oh, little rusty valves.
Are we swapping? Or we
Nope.
don't know what?
Nope. Yeah. Okay.
Is it just these ones that are it?
Yeah.
Good to see.
And there is some stuff, but most of this carbon will.
I mean, for 240,000 miles, it's not
If you want to, you can compare it to that one.
nice.
But yeah, we use the
Oh, yeah.
degreaser. Once this is all done, we're going to use this stuff. This stuff works great. And this is the heavy duty gel. Get the gel one. Works kick ass. Oh, strongest engine is a K24? Dude, come on. K24s can take like what, 60 pounds of boost before they even come close. Yeah, K24s and K20s are super strong engines. That's no fair, man, saying that a K24 is super strong. That's like saying, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is pretty strong. Yeah, we know. K24s are pretty damn strong. My buddy Braden has a K20 supercharged K. Wait, is it supercharged? Yeah, supercharged K20. And I don't know, he's got to be close to 500 horsepower. The thing is gross, man. Awesome. It's awesome. Awesome car. He really he built the shit out of that thing. Oh, you sent 3 into oblivion. Okay. Okay. I'm not even mad. I'm actually kind of impressed. It's hard to hurt K24. It's really hard to hurt K20s. It's really hard to hurt K24s.
Actually, I heard they go through head gaskets.
K24s?
Yeah.
Really? You have head gasket?
In endurance racing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what kind of racing you're doing. If you're doing drag racing or road racing or endurance racing,
There's only ever been one Civic,
trophy truck.
one Civic, one
Can-
Integra.
Can you imagine a
and
K24 in a trophy truck?
That'd be fun.
Just think about that for a second. Those things are what, like 1,100 horsepower and 40 inches of suspension travel, and yeah, that'd be pretty funny. A TSX. Yeah. TSXs were cool. Our brakes are actually off of IS 300. Yeah.
On the fronts, yeah.
Yeah, the fronts are off an IS 300. We got the big brakes, and I remember the TSX had killer brakes too. A lot of people forget about brakes. You have a billion horsepower. How are you going to stop it? Oh, just do a parachute. That doesn't work going to the grocery store and back. So yeah, you better get some pretty good brakes. And for shit's sake, get braided lines. Don't chintz out. Spend another $100 and get braided lines. You will thank me. Whether you're at the drag strip, whether you're at the track, whether you're in a trophy truck, you go get braided lines. It should be one of the first mods you do on a car. Better brake pads, braided lines. Pray. Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, I've always been a fan of the K20s and K24s. What I'm really a big fan of is the guy who was working on the K48. Did you see that thing? It's two K24s. And I'm like, yeah, man, we're dying for it. He was working on the billet block and the sump and everything else for it. It's doing a super kick-ass crank on it, flat plane crank. That thing will be smoking. If you can get it done, that'd be great. The other thing, the K20 and K24s got competition coming because Blueprint Engines is doing the 0.5 LS or whatever the hell. It's pretty badass.
Did you see what our boys from Road Atlanta?
Champ Car and Lemons in a TSX. Yep. X Speed World Challenge car. Oh, okay. Cars without VIN numbers are fun. I know, I have one. The downside is you have to trailer that shit everywhere, but once you get it where you're going, my Neon is actually scarier than my Viper. Just because I have a roll cage and I have 21 pounds of boost whenever the hell I want it. So that's why it's a little scarier. But yeah.
So I can get to these couplers. I just didn't know how they come out. I see a tab on the top.
Yeah, it's
just that tab.
Yeah, where Yeah, it's just that tab on the top. Oh my gosh. Another trick, if you push in first, that sort of breaks that dirt loose.
Mm.
And then just do like a push in and pull out. And of course, these are facing. I don't even know if I'm pushing down on it. Come here.
Oh, I heard a click.
No, that was just the thing
Oh.
going in there. There's also a bunch of crap in here. Hang on. Not the preferred method, but typical Toyota, one interferes with the other, right?
Fail safe.
Oh, come on. Trying to do this left-handed. It's not.
Nice.
There we go.
All right, so that harness is out.
I did that all backwards and left-handed. I should be.
We don't actually need this harness. This is just maybe for reference.
Yeah, you can set it up at the front.
I'll put it with
by
the
the
other
garage
old
door.
parts. Yeah.
It'll go in one of the buckets. And yeah, that's the whole wiring harness from the 1MZ. No, that was those are the NOx sensors in the valley of the 1MZ. There's 2 NOx sensors, one for each bank. And the connectors, the NOx sensors themselves are on the inside in the valley where that central coolant pipe runs through. That's what we were taking off. And Dakota's never taken them off before. So, and the connectors are, let's see, that's 2001. So they're 24 years old. So yeah, they've been sitting there for a while. Now that engine was done, all the maintenance on that was done by a Toyota dealer who took very, very good care of it. So once we clean up the fueling, and because everyone always, they just put 87 in it or whatever. And once we run some really nice oil through there, we should have a really, really strong engine. We'll clean up some of the carbon. Everything else, it showed great compression. We had 240 all the way around. I think 235 and 240 on all 6, which is, that's better than OEM. I'm guessing this is not yours.
Not mine.
Okay. Oh, I still have one on the roof of the car. I totally forgot about it.
All right, so this harness, I just need to unsnip that. There's a little zip tie there.
Oh, one left over.
Yeah, do you see that zip tied to the bracket?
Oh, yep. Yeah, because I'm sure there was a Richie. Italian tune-up's not really my thing. I prefer to do it the correct way. And
So we might need the other harness to reference.
no, we just keep that guy. He'll just stay with that engine. You can put him with the intake and stuff because this goes with ours.
Were we using this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
He goes with our harness, so
I
we're
see, yeah.
using. Our car's a little different. Our harness stays in the car versus going with the engine. So all the stuff from our harness stays with the car. Oh, your car's got a VIN. Okay. Yeah, I'm like Exhibit with Rockstar. I heard you like Rockstar. So you're a Rockstar with your Rockstar. That's cool that your TSX is street legal. That's really handy. Owning a car that's trailer required And also driving another car that's trailer required is a huge pain in the dick, but it's worth it. Once you get behind the wheel, it's just like, oh, thank God I got a trailer here. It's totally worth it. So we're coming up on midnight. Dakota's got the office in the morning. We're done with the wiring here. And now it's the 4 bolts and onto the cradle, and I'll do that. I'll do that later tonight or in the morning. And then the engines get moved over. This one comes off. Sorry. This one comes off the engine stand. This one goes on the engine stand. This one comes onto the cradle and the car gets raised up, and then the cradle slides in, and then we lower the car. Mounts get bolted up, and then it's a rewiring thing. So we should have this thing back in tomorrow and hopefully wired and fueled and all that. Oh, and the other thing we want to check is our gas gauge was doing something weird. So we might drop the gas tank since we have everything cleared out and double check that our float is working. Gas tank floats, especially in the older vehicles, are based off of resistance. So you can plug in an ohm meter and you can just measure resistance as you move the float up and down. So our current float says empty, and what I'm hoping is the little float thing fell off. That's my guess, but it shouldn't have because it was clipped on. So that's about it for tonight. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I'm glad you guys enjoyed all the stuff we did from this weekend. Brian DePaul has some GoPro stuff.
Yeah, some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
And
so I'll talk to DePaul and see if we can get some of the GoPro stuff up with the YouTube channel here, and you guys can see the different stuff. He threw a separate GoPro in. And also, we know we need to replace the camera in the front of the car. Like I said, the front of the car just gets beat up every race. There's so much crap. It gets hammered. So we'll get a new front camera. We'll see if we can figure out a better housing for it so it doesn't get beat up so bad.
I'm thinking behind the front windshield, like basically where the mirror is looking forward. Then it's protected from rocks and stuff.
That's actually not a bad idea. Right behind the rearview mirror.
Yeah, then it wouldn't be in your line of sight, but then it's
it could get actually strapped to the roll bar.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me look at that. Is it clear? No, because we have this.
Oh, but we could go a little bit lower maybe. Or even low on the, then I guess straight out from the hood, you might not be able to see that well.
We could do like a Cadillac hood ornament.
Yeah, something where it's encased would be nice.
Yeah, we need to find some kind of case for it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we've got a few little things we're going to do to the car to get this stuff even better for you guys. So when you do watch the live streams, you're like, oh, that's a Ford Fiesta in front of us. Not, is that a Peterbilt? Is that a safety car? No, oh, it's a tow truck. Yeah. We don't want you guys guessing. We just want you guys to know right off the bat. So we got cool stuff going. We're going to keep racing this. I don't know the next event yet. We're going to work that out. We'll have different drivers. We'll have rookies. We might even have 2 cars. We might have the Monza there too. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier. It's not my plan, but that's how it works. And you guys are really tolerant, and I appreciate it. Don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you and for him. So thanks, everyone. I will catch you on the next live stream. All right. Have a great night.
See ya.
That one worked a